Hi. One of the biggest struggles I had with my weight and my confidence. I remember we had a really, really big event to go to, and trying to find something to wear was just impossible. And having the clothes all strewn out over the bedroom and trying things on and saying, nope. I look fat in this. I look fat in this. I look ugly in this, until I had to make a decision to go, and not feeling 100%. And that's not good when you're out in public and worried about what you look like and what other people might be saying. So I think that was one of my big catalysts for finding a way to help me out. One of the things that probably held me back a little bit from just jumping on the program was, what about the side effects? You do the research, you scour Dr. Google to see what is this going to look like for me. And I was glad when I found a company who was willing to do and give information and support you all the way. And that was why I chose to jump on board. But before that, I did a lot of research, and the reason I probably didn't jump on it right away was, is this a good company? Is this something for me? Is this going to make me sick? How much is this going to cost? All of the questions that I think everybody asks. And I was very pleased that once I did start and I made that initial contact, all my questions were asked or answered, I should say. And I felt very confident in the company. As I said before, I think the microdosing was the final decision maker for me. I didn't want to experience the side effects. I didn't want to have rapid weight loss. I wanted to keep my muscle. I had been working hard previous 2 years trying to lose weight on my own without the medication. So that meant going to the gym, building muscle, counting macros, all those things. And I was really pleased that once I found this program, it allowed me to continue to do that with the support of the whole team and the microdosing that would assure me that if I had side effects, they would be minimal. And I'm lucky to report I haven't had any, but that was probably one of the things that really attracted me was the microdosing. I jumped on the program once I found that the team, from the coaches to the doctors, the communication was phenomenal, or is phenomenal. You ask a question and you're immediately getting an answer. The microdosing, again, was a huge part of it for me. The idea of knowing that whenever I had a question or a concern, that someone was always there for me, either by text, email, and I don't think I've ever waited more than a few hours for an answer. And that was unusual. I think what the catalyst for me to jump on board and say, yep, this is it, was, you just have to do it and believe that the program's going to work for you. And it does. I think we all want immediate results real fast, and we want to see them immediately. I'm not going to lie, I didn't see immediate results. It took a few weeks before I saw the results. Now, with daily weigh-ins that I was doing, I could see the scales going down, but to actually physically see the weight loss and the shrinking of the inches, I didn't really see it right away. But within time, I will tell you that once a week, I do take progress photos. And I thought it was so stupid. Why am I doing this once a week? This is so dumb. The's no change. Well, I took my photos last week, and I looked last week compared to when I started, and wow, there was a huge difference. And I think because you do take your progress photos once a week, you don't notice the difference. So all of a sudden it was amazing. And I even showed my husband and I said, believe me, I would not show you this normally, but it was amazing to see the transformation of the inches and the lack of rolls on my back compared to when I started to where I currently am. Since starting the program, I'm going to say I'm so much more confident in my own skin, more so than I think I've ever been. Of course, when I was much younger, that's different. But I feel like I'm doing something for myself, and maybe other people aren't saying, wow, you've lost a lot of weight. I know I have. I know I feel good. I know I can do things that I didn't do before. And one is so silly. I just noticed this the other day that I had to bend over to tie a shoe. My gym shoe had come untied, and I was able to bend over without any issue about bending over. So I think between the confidence and just little things like that you notice, it's so well worth it. I haven't really figured out why people don't say, hey, you lost weight. I think maybe it's just socially unacceptable to comment on people's weight anymore, which is fine. But people really haven't said anything about losing weight. My husband has. He has noticed that my weight has changed, and he noticed it actually right away. But people in general haven't really said anything, which I find funny. It's not like I go around telling people that I'm doing this either, but I do find that I haven't really gotten much of a response from anybody. When I first started the program, the first thing I noticed was my energy level was off the charts. I felt great. I felt energized. I think it was twofold. I think the program itself, the drugs might give you a boost of energy, but I also think that your confidence is now increasing. So you feel like $1 million. And then I think that your inflammation just immediately plummets. I had an injury due to a horse accident years ago. I'm talking years ago. A horse fell on me, and my ankle was never right. And I have one ankle that's much larger than the other, always swollen, always an issue. And I just lived with it. It's just the way it was. At night, I would sit on the couch or lay on the couch, and there was that ankle, much larger. And that was one of the first things I noticed, was all of a sudden that inflammation in that ankle is almost pretty much gone. Is that ankle a little bit bigger? Absolutely, but not like it was. And so I think the inflammation in your body is amazingly treated with the program, with the drugs. I think I had plantar fasciitis also when I started. That literally subsided within a week. I had a knee issue, just old age, just a little creaky. I was doing some PT work about it. He wanted me to strengthen it, which was fine. But I had stopped that for a while now. And the knee has not bothered me at all either. So I think that is the inflammation. I think I will continue to use the medications even beyond my weight loss goals. I think if somebody's on the fence about the program, I can assure you, again, I have actually talked to many of people who wanted more information and have reached out to me about it. And I think, as I've told most of them, it's worth a month, 2 months, 3 months. Just the inflammation itself that you can get rid of in your system by microdosing. You're not even taking full amounts of the drugs. the weight loss that maybe is just going to be starting for you, but you'll feel so much better. And just your confidence, to get that confidence back. And maybe after 2-3 months it's not for you, but I think it's worth a real good try.